What's a black man like you doing in a suit that expensive? Officer Derek Vaughn slams Samuel Davis against the patrol car hood just as three black federal SUVs pull up behind him, their engines idling 20 feet away. But Vaughn doesn't turn around because he's too focused on the black man he's decided is a criminal. Samuel's briefcase crashes open, scattering Senate confirmation documents across the pavement, and Vaughn yanks the wallet from his jacket, flips it open to see FBI director credentials with the gold federal seal gleaming right in his face. But his brain refuses to process what contradicts his assumption. He throws the credentials into the gutter. Fake badge won't save you, boy. Behind Vaughn, Agent Sarah Johnson steps out of the lead SUV and sees her boss, FBI Director Samuel Davis, sworn in 48 hours ago, face down on the hood while Vaughn grinds his boot into the federal credentials lying in the dirt. Simon stays perfectly still and makes a choice to let this play out completely because what Vaughn doesn't notice behind him is about to destroy his career. The motorcade is right there. The cop doesn't see it. What happens in the next 60 seconds will break the badge. Samuel exits the Dirksen Senate office building at 4:39 p.m. The hearing lasted 3 hours. Every senator voted yes. He's officially the FBI director now, 48 hours into the role. The weight of it hasn't fully settled yet. His detail is delayed in traffic. He told them he'd walk the final 3 blocks. Independence still matters to him, even with a federal security clearance. The briefcase in his hand contains classified briefing documents. His new credentials rest in his jacket pocket, still unfamiliar. Mr. Williams's coffee cart sits where it always has. Samuel remembers buying coffee here as a junior agent 20 years ago. Some things don't change. Director Davis! Williams's face lights up. Heard the news! Congratulations, son! Samuel smiles. Still just a guy who needs his afternoon coffee, Mr. Williams. Usual? Black, 2 sugars? You know me too well. They talk about Williams's granddaughter. She got into Howard. Samuel made a call, wrote a letter. Small kindnesses matter. The coffee is hot. The moment is peaceful. 3 blocks away, Officer Derek Vaughn circles the block. 19 years on the force. Badge number 4863 has been on his chest since 2006. He's made 10,000 judgment calls. 12 complaints filed against him over the years. All dismissed. Lieutenant Warren Cross handled every one. The system works, Vaughn believes. The system protects good cops. He sees Samuel from his patrol car. Well-dressed black man, expensive suit, loitering near a federal building. The recent terrorism briefings echo in his mind. Heightened alert, suspicious activity, trust your instincts. His hand touches badge 4863, comfort gesture. Fine teen years of muscle memory. He doesn't see the FBI seal on the building behind Samuel, doesn't notice the federal context everywhere. He sees what his training taught him to see. Threat assessment, pattern recognition, probable cause. Vaughn pulls over, parks, steps out of his vehicle. Badge 4863 has made this call before. Badge 4863 has never been wrong. Today will be different, but Vaughn doesn't know that yet. His boots hit the pavement. His decision is already made. Hey, you! Hands where I can see them! Samuel turns, coffee cup halfway to his lips. Confusion registers first, then recognition. MPD officer, badge number 4863. He makes a mental note. Excuse me, officer? Vaughn's tone shifts immediately. Don't play dumb. What's your business here? Professional, calm. Samuel sets his coffee down on the cart. I work here. Let me show you my... Don't move! The command cuts through the afternoon air. Pedestrians stop. Heads turn. Vaughn's hand moves toward his weapon. The gesture is unmistakable. Drop whatever you're reaching for. Now! Samuel's briefcase hits the pavement. Papers scatter. Senate confirmation documents. Classified briefs. Each one stamped with FBI seals. His wallet tumbles out, falls open. FBI director credentials land face up, 18 inches from Vaughn's boots. The gold seal catches sunlight. A crowd forms. 6 people, then 12. Phones emerge from pockets. The recording begins. Samuel raises his hands, complies fully. "Officer, my identification is right there, in that wallet." His eyes point downward. The credentials are impossible to miss. "I'll decide what I need to see." Vaughn's voice hardens. "You don't give me orders." Someone in the crowd shouts, "Officer, his FBI badge is right there." Vaughn glances down, sees the wallet. His eyes scan. Driver's license, credit cards. The FBI credentials are directly in his line of sight. Gold seal, Federal Eagle, director title embossed in raised letters. His brain doesn't process them. 19 years of pattern recognition override what his eyes see. He's looking for a civilian ID. He finds the driver's license. That's what registers. The credentials might as well be invisible. Samuel Davis. Vaughn's tone drips with contempt. "Fancy name, where'd you steal this suit?" The crowd grows louder. "Check the wallet! That's an FBI badge! Officer, look down!" Vaughn kicks the wallet aside. Credentials tumble across the concrete, face up, still visible, still ignored. 6 cameras capture the moment. Samuel's jaw tightens. His voice stays level. "Officer, I suggest you check those credentials." "You suggesting I can't do my job?" The badge has made him blind. "On your knees, hands behind your head." Samuel calculates his options. The motorcade is 90 seconds out. He can see the vehicles stuck at the light. Agent Johnson will arrive soon. But this needs to be documented, witnessed, recorded. He kneels. His face comes within inches of his own credentials. The irony burns. FBI director, badge number 001, lying in the dirt like trash. "Badge number 4-8-6-3, Samuel says quietly, directing his voice toward the nearest phone. "Remember it." 19 years of unchecked authority reaches its peak right here. Vaughn has detained hundreds, filed countless reports. 12 complaints never touched him. This moment represents everything that's broken in the system. The crowd swells. 20 people, 30. A woman calls the local news. Others shout protests. None of it registers with Vaughn. He performs the pat-down. Aggressive, humiliating, hands rough against Samuel's shoulders, ribs, waist. Finds the wallet, flips it open again. The FBI director credentials are right there. Gold seal gleaming. The entire crowd can see them. Vaughn holds the wallet 18 inches from his face. His eyes scan. Driver's license. Yes. Credit cards. Yes. FBI director credentials. No. The human brain sees what it expects. Samuel Davis is black. Samuel Davis is in a suit. Samuel Davis doesn't fit the location. Therefore, Samuel Davis is a threat. The credentials contradict that assessment. The brain filters them out. Confirmation bias, cognitive blindness, pattern recognition gone wrong. "Where'd you steal this suit, Samuel?" The crowd erupts. "That's an FBI badge! Officer, you're holding it! Look at the credets!" Vaughn hears noise, not words. The system taught him that complainants lie. Witnesses are unreliable. Trust the badge. Badge 4863 knows best. Officer Wilson arrives. Backup. He sees the scattered papers. FBI seals. Official documents. Something feels wrong. "Derek," Wilson says quietly, "those papers look official." Vaughn waves him off. "Trust me, 19 years, I know what I'm doing." The badge protects itself through peer pressure. Vaughn closes the wallet, deliberately, without acknowledging the credentials. He reaches for his radio. "Officer 4863 requesting backup. Possible trespasser, federal property. Subject refusing to cooperate." The motorcade is 45 seconds away now. Samuel makes his choice. "Officer Vaughn, badge number 4863. I'm giving you one final chance. Examine my credentials properly." The specificity of the badge number catches Vaughn off guard. How does this suspect know his number? "You threatening a police officer?" He throws the wallet to the ground. The credentials land face up. Gold seal catches the sun. 6 camera angles capture it perfectly. Vaughn still doesn't look down. He pulls out handcuffs, secures Samuel's left wrist. Metal bites into skin. Badge 4863 is 38 seconds from its reckoning. 19 years of protection about to shatter. But Vaughn doesn't know that yet. The crowd chants, the cameras record, the evidence accumulates. 3 black SUVs turn the corner. One hand cuffed, one hand free. Samuel makes his decision. He looks at his credentials in the dirt. Then at badge 4863 on Vaughn's chest. A silent vow forms. This system ends today. Legally, completely, permanently. Not revenge, reform, not anger. Strategy. His free hand activates his phone. Accessibility feature. Voice command. 3 whispered digits. Direct line to his chief of staff. Linda Anderson answers immediately. Director Davis? She hears the commotion, raised voices, crowd noise. Something's wrong. Samuel speaks clearly, for the phone microphone, for the legal record, for the 6 cameras filming. I am FBI Director Samuel Davis. I'm being detained by Officer Derek Vaughn, badge number 4863. Vaughn hears his badge number again. You don't get to ask questions. Badge 4863. What's it to you? He doesn't realize he's confirming it. On record, time-stamped. For the record, Samuel's voice never wavers. Time, 4:53 p.m. Location, Constitution Avenue, FBI headquarters. Officer badge 4-8-6-3 has detained me without cause after ignoring my federal credentials 3 times. Every legal element. Documented, witnessed, recorded. Vaughn laughs, actually laughs. FBI director? Sure, and I'm the president. 19 years of dismissing complaints makes him confident. 12 times people complained about badge 4863. 12 times Lieutenant Cross dismissed them. The system always protected him. Officer 4863 has ignored visible FBI credentials. Samuel continues his documentation. Ignored witness statements, and is now on record mocking federal authority. Recording me? Vaughn's anger spikes. That's obstruction. He reaches for the phone. The motorcade arrives. Lead vehicle stops 20 feet away. Doors open fast. Agent Sarah Johnson exits. Head of Samuel's protective detail. Sees her boss. One hand cuffed, on his knees, suit torn. Her hand moves toward her weapon. Instinct, training, protection. Samuel shakes his head. Subtle, clear. Stand down. Johnson picks up the credentials from the dirt, holds them high. Whose credentials are these? She approaches Vaughn slowly. Officer, do you know what these credentials are? This is MPD business. Vaughn's voice carries false confidence. You have no jurisdiction. Johnson pulls her Secret Service credentials. And you're detaining a federal official. She turns the tablet toward him. Official FBI photo. From this morning's swearing-in ceremony. Samuel Davis in the same suit. Being presented with FBI director credentials by the Attorney General. The photo matches the man on his knees. Exactly. Vaughn's face changes. Color drains. He compares. Photo. Credentials. Samuel. Photo. Credentials. Samuel. The pieces connect. Slowly. Terribly. FBI Director Samuel Davis, Johnson states formally. You've detained the director of the FBI. The crowd goes silent, then erupts. Phones capture everything. Samuel finally speaks, voice like granite. Officer Vaughn, badge 4-8-6-3. Uncuff me. Now! Linda's voice crackles over the phone speaker. Director Davis, do you require immediate federal intervention? The word director echoes. The crowd begins chanting, FBIDIRECTOR, FBIDIRECTOR. Vaughn's hands shake. The key fumbles. Once. Twice. Badge 4863 protected him for 19 years. Today, in front of 40 witnesses, that protection dies. Agent Johnson displays the tablet. Official ceremony photo. Attorney General presenting credentials to Samuel Davis. Same credentials now in her hand. Same suit. Same man. Undeniable. Vaughn's face drains completely. He looks at badge 4863 on his own chest. It suddenly feels like evidence, not protection. Officer Wilson picks up the wallet, holds the credentials to the light, reads aloud. Federal Bureau of Investigation, Director, Samuel J. Davis. He shows Vaughn, goes pale himself. Derek. Oh, God. Derek! The key finally turns. Cuffs release. Metal scrapes skin. Samuel stands slowly, tees his credentials, wipes dirt off carefully, deliberate, symbolic, pins them to his jacket where they should have been respected all along. Silence stretches across Constitution Avenue. 60 people, 8 cameras, everyone waiting. Vaughn stammers. Sir, I didn't know. You have to understand. Samuel raises one hand. Stop! He points to Vaughn's badge. How many times has that badge shielded you from accountability? Vaughn looks confused. I don't... 12 complaints. Badge number 4-8-6-3. All dismissed. You've learned the badge protects you. Today, it doesn't. The crowd has grown. 70 people now. Local news van arriving. Samuel addresses them first. Thank you for bearing witness. Your phones, your voices, that's what breaks corrupt systems. Then back to Vaughn. You didn't know my title, but you knew I was human. That should have been enough. If you've ever been treated as less than human because of how you look, this story matters. Stay with us. Standard procedure, sir. Vaughn tries damage control. Protocol for... Samuel cuts through it. Don't insult us both. You saw a black man in a suit. You saw a threat. You had my credentials in your hand. You chose not to see them. That's not protocol. That's prejudice, protected by a broken system. The words land like hammers. True, documented, undeniable. Badge 4863 was untouchable for 19 years. Not anymore. Officer Wilson stands frozen. Agent Johnson secures the perimeter. The cameras keep recording. Samuel pulls out his phone, still connected to Linda. One more call to make. The real investigation is about to begin. Secure the scene. Samuel's voice carries authority now. Every witness statement, every video, every frame. Agent Johnson nods, moves immediately. Samuel turns to Officer Wilson. You hesitated. You knew something was wrong. That instinct? Remember it. That's integrity. Wilson nods, shaken but listening, to Vaughn. You have a choice now. Hope flickers across Vaughn's face. Maybe this can be smoothed over. Union protection. It's worked 12 times before. You can walk away, Samuel continues. Hope this disappears. Let the Union protect you like they have 12 times. Pause. The hope fades. Or you can stand here. Answer one question honestly. Vaughn is trapped. What question? If I weren't FBI director, if I were just Samuel Davis, teacher, engineer, father, would you have treated me differently? The question hangs in the November air. 60 witnesses, 8 cameras, no escape. Vaughn's training wars with his conscience. 19 years of pattern recognition. Against this moment of clarity, he mutters, Probably not, sir. Wrong answer. Samuel's voice is steel. The right answer is, you shouldn't have treated me this way regardless of title. Dignity isn't rank dependent. The phone is still connected. Linda listening to everything. Initiate Protocol 7, Samuel says into the phone. Full investigation, Director? Full investigation. MPD Internal Affairs. DOJ Civil Rights Division. FBI Inspection Division. The words carry weight. Federal power. Mobilizing. Focus on badge number 4863's complaint history. More importantly, who dismissed those complaints? How did the system protect badge 4863 12 times? Vaughn's knees buckle slightly. A union representative arrives. Tipped off. Fast response. My client won't be answering. I'm not asking questions, Samuel interrupts. I'm stating facts. 12 complaints, 12 dismissals, public record. A woman in the crowd shouts, "Badge 4863 arrested my brother. 2022, same treatment." Another voice, "7 traffic stops in 1 year, always suspicious." Samuel nods to Johnson. "Get their information. Badge 4863's victims deserve to be heard." Media pushes closer. "Director Davis, will you press charges?" "Against Vaughn? Yes. But I'm more interested in the system. 1 officer is a symptom. 12 dismissed complaints is a disease." The investigation expands before Vaughn's eyes. Agent Johnson returns, tablet in hand. Preliminary database pull from FBI headquarters. Officer Derek Vaughn, badge 4863, complete service record. She shows Samuel. He reads aloud for the crowd. 19 years, 12 complaints, all dismissed. Silence, then murmurs. 2019, excessive force, black male, age 24, dismissed. The murmurs grow. 2021, racial profiling, Latino male, age 31, dismissed. 2023, unlawful detention, black male, age 42, dismissed. 11 of 12 complaints, minorities, 0 consequences. The pattern you're hearing? It's not unique to badge 4863. Comment justice if you think this system needs to break. Key finding, Johnson adds, all 12 complaints dismissed by the same person, Lieutenant Warren Cross, Internal Affairs. Samuel's expression hardens. "It's not one bad officer, it's a protection network." Officer Wilson speaks up, quiet, almost ashamed. "Everyone knows. IA goes easy on certain guys. Cross and Vaughn are close. The admission from one of their own carries weight." 12 more people step forward from the crowd. Victims, stories, high school teacher. Badge 4863, 2018, detained while birdwatching, 45 minutes, filed complaint, dismissed in 6 days. Corporate lawyer. Badge 4863, 7 traffic stops, same neighborhood, my own home, 3 complaints, all dismissed. Army veteran. Badge 4863, traffic stop, made me kneel, called me boy. I'm 46 years old, complaint dismissed in 4 days. The pattern emerges, clear, documented, undeniable across years, demographics, situations. Samuel turns to Johnson. Pattern or practice investigation, not just Vaughn, the entire dismissal system, he announces publicly. This isn't about one officer's bad day. This is about a system that had 12 opportunities to course correct. It chose protection over accountability. He faces the FBI building, federal seal gleaming in late afternoon sun. This institution exists to protect civil rights. We're going to clean our own doorstep, then every doorstep in America. He calls MPD Chief Connors. Speakerphone. The crowd listens. Chief, Officer Vaughn is suspended, effective immediately. Lieutenant Cross is under investigation. Your cooperation determines whether this stays focused or expands to full departmental review. Connors, trapped. Understood, Director. 1 officer's abuse, 12 dismissed complaints, 1 lieutenant's protection, hundreds of victims. The system is cracking open. Inside FBI headquarters, 6:15 p.m., conference room on the 7th floor. Samuel sits at the head of the table, suit torn but posture straight. Deputy Director Brooks to his left, General Counsel to his right, Civil Rights Division Chief across from him. Linda Anderson presents the comprehensive dossier. The numbers tell the story. 148 MPD complaints reviewed in the past 5 years, Linda reads. 89% involving minority complainants were dismissed. 23% involving white complainants were dismissed. She pauses, lets the disparity sink in. Statistical impossibility of randomness. Probability of this occurring by chance, less than 0.001%. Deputy Director Brooks interjects. Sir, you've been director for 48 hours. Federal investigation into local PD creates major political blowback. What's the alternative? Samuel's voice is calm, absolute. I have federal authority, personal experience. If not me, who? If not now, when? Brooks plays devil's advocate. Necessary. Your confirmation was unanimous. Starting this war could... Samuel cuts him off with a story. Detroit, 1998. Samuel was 16, walking home from church in his confirmation suit, Bible in hand. Officer pulled him over, made him remove his jacket, his shoes, searched him on the sidewalk while his congregation watched. His mother had to come outside, had to beg, in front of everyone. Samuel filed a complaint the next day, dismissed within 1 week. Letter said the officer acted within departmental guidelines. Badge number 2834. His mother framed that letter. Remember this, she told him. When you have power, use it to fix this. 28 years later, Samuel received his FBI director appointment. He thought of badge 2834, that dismissal letter, that system. I didn't seek this power for comfort, Samuel says now. I sought it for this moment. The room goes quiet. Full pattern or practice review of MPD, he continues. Focus on complaint dismissal procedures. Audit of Lieutenant Cross's entire review history. Union contract analysis. How does it shield accountability? Timeline. 90 days for initial findings. He assigns the elite team. 6 senior agents, 2 DOJ prosecutors. Build an airtight case. They'll fight back with unions, politics, media. I want case law on our side. He creates a new division. Badge Accountability Task Force. Mission. Make sure what happened today never happens to someone without federal credentials. 3 strategic calls follow. First, DOJ Civil Rights Division. We have probable cause for pattern or practice investigation. I'm requesting full support. They agree immediately. Second, MPD Chief Connors. Recorded line. Chief, Officer Vaughn, badge 4863, is suspended pending federal investigation. Director, that's my decision. Not under Civil Rights Act of 1964, Title VI. I have jurisdiction. Your choice. Cooperate and this stays surgical, or resist and we expand to full departmental review. Silence. Then, we'll cooperate. Third, Mayor's Office. Professional courtesy, but firm. This is happening. How it expands depends on city response. Samuel makes one more decision. Waives executive privilege. He'll testify publicly if needed. I'm both victim and investigator, he tells his team. Unprecedented, but that's the point. Show the system can self-correct. They warn him. This makes him a target. I was already a target the moment I was born black in America. At least now I have authority to fight back. Media strategy gets finalized. Controlled leaks. Protect civilian witnesses. Document everything. This will be landmark case law. Samuel's public statement releases at 8 p.m. Today I was detained outside my own headquarters. Tomorrow we begin dismantling the system that made it possible. The statement goes viral within minutes. Deputy Director Brooks asks the question everyone's thinking. Sir, are you prepared for what comes next? Death threats, political pressure, union warfare? Samuel looks at the photo on his desk. Himself at 16. Confirmation suit. Before badge 2834. Before the system taught him what power means. I've been preparing for this my entire life, he says quietly. Badge 4863 just gave me the case that changes everything. He has authority. He has evidence. He has will. The corrupt system has 90 days before it breaks forever. Week 1. The viral storm. The hashtag trends within 3 hours. #1 worldwide. 51 million views in 24 hours. 6 civilian phone videos released simultaneously. Each angle shows the same thing. Credentials visible, ignored, mocked. The 12-second clip of Vaughn holding Samuel's wallet goes viral first. FBI director credentials clearly visible in frame. Vaughn saying, "Probably fake." The counterclip follows. Samuel's calm voice. "Badge 4863, I'm giving you one final chance." Cable news runs it on loop. CNN. FBI director detained. Systemic racism or isolated incident? MSNBC. The badge that finally faced accountability. Fox News. Should Director Davis have identified himself immediately? Debates rage, but the footage doesn't lie. Samuel gives no interviews, lets evidence speak. Smart strategy. MPD releases a defensive statement. Officer followed protocol for suspicious activity near federal building. The statement lands poorly. Public reaction is immediate, hostile. FBI releases the full audio recording. Vaughn's mocking tone. Samuel's repeated attempts to show credentials. Crowds shouting warnings. All documented, time-stamped, undeniable. Public opinion shifts decisively. Within 48 hours, approval for Samuel's investigation hits 68%. A petition circulates. Federal Badge Accountability Act reaches 2.3 million signatures in 2 days. Another hashtag trends. Number 12 complaints. People share their own stories. Dismissed police complaints. Pattern after pattern. Badge after badge. Police union holds a press conference. Union president speaks. "This is a political witch hunt. Director Davis is weaponizing his position over a misunderstanding." The counter-argument demolishes him within hours. Video evidence shows it wasn't a misunderstanding. Credentials were visible, ignored, mocked. The union president's credibility craters. Conservative commentators try a different angle. Davis should have de-escalated by immediately showing credentials. Civil rights groups respond. He tried 3 times. Victim blaming is the problem. The narrative solidifies. Badge 4863 failed. The system protected it. Samuel Davis is changing that. Week 2. Legal machinery activates. DOJ Civil Rights Division officially opens the investigation. Pattern or practice review. Target: MPD's complaint dismissal procedures. Specific focus: Lieutenant Warren Cross's review decisions. 48 additional complainants come forward. Each one references Badge 4863, the teacher from 2018. Detained 45 minutes while birdwatching, filed complaint. Dismissed in 6 days. No investigation conducted. The lawyer from 2020 to 2022. 7 traffic stops in 18 months. Same route to my home. Filed 3 complaints. All dismissed by Lieutenant Cross. The veteran from 2022. Made me kneel during traffic stop. Called me boy. I'm 46 years old. Filed complaint. Dismissed in 4 days. Each story adds weight. Each dismissal proves pattern. FBI task force uncovers the email chain. Cross to senior MPD leadership. Vaughn complaint, standard dismissal. Protect Badge 4863, solid officer. Code language throughout. Handle quietly. Insufficient evidence. Complainant credibility issues. Statistical analysis destroys Cross's defense. He dismissed 86% of complaints against certain officers. Overall MPD dismissal rate, 52%. The disparity is massive. Vaughn specifically, 12 of 12 dismissed. Average review time, 4.2 days. Standard procedure requires 45 to 90 days. Social media evidence surfaces. Cross and Vaughn. Fishing trips. Family barbecues. Close personal relationship. The protection network becomes visible. Union contracts get subpoenaed. Key finding: Officer Bill of Rights clause. Shields officers from unwarranted external review. Requires union approval for federal investigations. Creates labyrinth of appeal processes. Legal team argues the clause violates federal civil rights law. Battle lines form. Federal authority versus union protection. Week 3 and 4. Discovery phase. Samuel personally reviews the files every night until 2 a.m. Each file shows the same pattern. Complaint filed, witness statement strong, Cross's review dismissive. They find Cross's template. Same language in 73% of dismissals. Officer's account credible, complainant account inconsistent, even when corroborated. Insufficient evidence to sustain. Copy-paste justice. Death threats against Samuel increase. FBI detail triples. Threat content ranges from generic to specific. You're destroying good cops. Badge 4863 was doing his job. We know where your family lives. One senator who voted for confirmation calls for recusal. Director Davis is too personally involved. Samuel's public response is measured. I'm exactly involved enough. Personal experience makes me credible, not biased. His daughter's school receives a threat. Family gets temporarily relocated. The personal cost grows. Samuel sits alone in his office. Midnight. Looks at his 16-year-old photo. Whispers, "Mom, I'm using the power, like you said." Week 5 through 8. Depositions. Officer Vaughn's deposition runs 6 hours. Key excerpts leak. Lawyer. What made Mr. Davis suspicious? Vaughn. High-value target area, well-dressed individual loitering. Lawyer. You've testified well-dressed.
Why was that suspicious?
Vaughn, after long pause. In hindsight, it wasn't. Lawyer. Did you see his FBI credentials? Vaughn. I saw a wallet. Lawyer. The credentials were visible. We have 6 camera angles. Vaughn. I saw what I was trained to see. Lawyer. What were you trained to see? Vaughn. Threats. Lawyer. A black man in a suit is a threat. Vaughn. I didn't mean, that's not... Lawyer. In 19 years, have you ever detained a white man in a suit for loitering outside a federal building? Vaughn. 48 seconds of silence on record. I don't recall. Lieutenant Cross's deposition goes worse. Initially defiant. I protect good officers from frivolous complaints. Lawyer. Define frivolous. Cross. Complaints without merit. Lawyer. You dismissed 12 complaints against Officer Vaughn. Were all 12 frivolous? Cross. Vaughn is a good cop. The complainants had credibility issues. Lawyer. A high school teacher has credibility issues? Cross. I made judgment calls. Email gets introduced. Cross to colleague. Another Vaughn complaint. Standard dismissal. Protect our guys. Cross visibly shakes. Claims it's out of context. Lawyer. You wrote protect our guys, not investigate fairly. Cross breaks down. I was doing my job, protecting morale. Potential perjury charges emerge. Week 9 and 10. Public hearing. Hearing room packed. National television coverage. Samuel wears the same suit from the incident. Cleaned, repaired, symbolic. Opening statement. Calm, factual, devastating. I am FBI director. I have federal authority. I had visible credentials. I stated my position verbally. I complied with all commands. And I was detained, handcuffed, and humiliated because Officer Vaughn made an assumption before I spoke a word. Cross-examination tries to suggest Samuel invited the confrontation. Samuel's response cuts through. I invited nothing. I bought coffee. I existed while black. The system invited this confrontation by teaching Officer Vaughn that badges protect officers, not citizens. Standing ovation from the gallery. Judge allows it. 12 civilian witnesses testify. Each begins the same way. I encountered Officer Vaughn, badge 4863 on... Pattern testimony builds. Disproportionately minority complainants. Similar locations. Professional areas. Upscale neighborhoods. Similar justifications. You don't fit. Suspicious. We had reports. The Army veteran delivers the most powerful testimony. I served 22 years. I have medals. Officer Vaughn made me kneel on hot pavement. Called me boy. I'm 46 years old. Filed a complaint. Lieutenant Cross dismissed it in 4 days. No interview. No investigation. Just dismissed. That's not justice. That's protection. The room goes silent. Week 11 and 12. Settlement rejected. MPD offers settlement. Vaughn terminated. Cross retired with pension. $2 million to Samuel personally. Procedural reforms. Vague language. No admission of systemic failure. Samuel rejects it. His counterdemands. Independent Civilian Review Board with subpoena power. Body camera mandate. Footage publicly accessible within 72 hours. Quarterly statistical audits of stops and complaints by race. Ban on Officer Bill of Rights clauses that obstruct federal review. Mandatory implicit bias training. Public database of officer complaints and dispositions. Community oversight with power to override internal affairs dismissals. City Council estimate, $40 million annually. Political outcry from police advocates. Samuel's press conference response. What's the cost of another 12 dismissed complaints? What's the cost of another person detained for existing? Reform isn't expensive. Injustice is. Week 13. Breaking point. Anonymous leak. Recording from union meeting. Union president. We wait this out. Directors change. Davis won't be there forever. Badge 4863 is a martyr for our cause. Public fury explodes. The wait this out strategy backfires completely. Samuel holds a rare press conference. They're right. I won't be FBI director forever. But precedent is forever. Case law is forever. I will spend every day of my term building a legal framework that outlasts me. He announces expansion. 5 additional cities targeted for pattern or practice investigations. This isn't about Officer Vaughn anymore. This is about every officer who believes the badge is a shield from accountability instead of a responsibility to the community. The hearing that will determine everything convenes in 72 hours. The disciplinary board convenes at 9 a.m. Courtroom packed. Overflow room activated. Media circus outside. Vaughn enters without his badge, already suspended. Civilian clothes. He looks smaller somehow, diminished. Samuel enters in FBI director uniform, credentials prominently displayed. The contrast is deliberate, symbolic. Vaughn's defense attorney argues reasonable suspicion, heightened security environment, no racial animus. Officer Vaughn followed training and protocol. Prosecution dismantles it systematically. Video reconstruction plays on screens, timestamps precise. 4:48:12 p.m. Vaughn's patrol car passes Samuel. First visual contact. 4:48:45 p.m. Vaughn circles back. Decision made. 4:49:03 p.m. Approaches Samuel. Hand already near weapon. 4:49:31 p.m. Orders hands up before Samuel finishes first sentence. 4:15 p.m. Credentials visible in wallet. 6 camera angles confirm. 4:48 p.m. Vaughn looks at credentials. Closes wallet. Willful blindness documented. 4:51:22 p.m. Cuffs Samuel despite crowd shouting about FBI badge. Total time from first contact to cuffing, 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Number of opportunities to see credentials, 6. Number of times Vaughn looked at credentials and processed them, 0. Dr. Alicia Monroe testifies, psychologist specializing in implicit bias. When officers make initial threat assessment, contrary evidence is often unconsciously filtered out. Studies show trained officers have 2.3 times higher misidentification rate for black males in professional settings. The mind sees what it expects. Officer Vaughn expected a threat, so credentials became invisible. She adds the crucial point. This is why training, accountability, and systemic checks matter. Individual bias is human. Systemic protection of that bias is institutional failure. Vaughn takes the stand. His testimony crumbles. Prosecution. You stated Mr. Davis was loitering. How long had he been there? Vaughn. I don't know exactly. Prosecution. Timestamps show 4 minutes. Is 4 minutes loitering? Vaughn. In a high-security area. Prosecution. It's his workplace. He works there. Pause. Heavy silence. Prosecution. When did you realize Samuel Davis was FBI director? Vaughn. When the motorcade arrived. Prosecution. Not when you held his credentials in your hand. Long pause. 40 seconds on record. Vaughn. I wasn't looking for that. Prosecution. What were you looking for? Vaughn. Confirmation that my assessment was. Prosecution. That he was a threat? Vaughn quietly. Yes. Prosecution. And when the credentials contradicted that assessment? Vaughn. I didn't see them. I saw them, but I didn't process. He breaks down. I don't know anymore. 19 years I thought I knew. Now I don't know anything. Board deliberates 48 minutes. Findings read aloud. Sustained. Excessive force. Sustained. Failure to properly assess scene. Sustained. Racial profiling based on pattern evidence. Sustained. Conduct unbecoming an officer. Penalty. Termination effective immediately. Badge 4863 permanently retired. Never to be reassigned. Pension under review. Union to appeal. Federal charges announced. Deprivation of rights under color of law. 18 U.S.C. Section 242. Potential sentence, 1 to 3 years. Lieutenant Cross's concurrent hearing runs similarly. Evidence overwhelming. Emails, statistical patterns, witness testimony. Cross is given a choice. Resign, forfeit pension, cooperate with systemic review, or face criminal conspiracy charges. Cross resigns on the spot, exits in shame, no statement. Samuel's statement outside the courthouse is brief, powerful, forward-looking. Today, one officer lost his career, one lieutenant lost his pension, but thousands of civilians lost years of their lives to fear and humiliation. The scales are still not balanced. Officer Vaughn is not a monster. He's a product of a system that taught him the badge matters more than the Constitution. We're dismantling that system. To every officer watching, your oath is to protect and serve all people, not to profile and punish. The badge is a responsibility, not a shield. Choose which legacy you want. That night, Vaughn sits alone, watches the footage, sees himself, sees what he did. He picks up the phone, calls Samuel's office. Linda answers. Tell Director Davis I'm sorry, not for getting caught, for not seeing him. Linda pauses. You can tell him yourself. He's offering you something. A chance to testify in other cases, help reform training, teach officers what went wrong. Vaughn, crying. Why would he give me that? Because he believes systems fail people, and when people break free of failed systems, they can help fix them. One officer broken, one system exposed. The real transformation is just beginning. 6 months later, the ripple effect. New MPD police chief appointed. Latina woman, 25-year veteran, civil rights background. First action, audit all dismissed complaints from past 10 years. 128 cases reopened. Independent Civilian Review Board operational. First 90 days. 23 complaints investigated. 8 officers disciplined. Previous year, 0. Board has subpoena power. Binding recommendations. Real teeth. Body camera compliance reaches 100%, up from 68. Footage automatically uploaded. Publicly accessible within 72 hours. Badge numbers must be clearly visible in all interactions. Stop data published quarterly by officer. Initial audit reveals 34% reduction in suspicious person stops involving minorities. 18 officers flagged for pattern review. National impact accelerates. 8 major cities proactively adopt Davis standards to avoid DOJ investigation. Atlanta, Philadelphia, Minneapolis, Denver, Seattle, Portland, Austin, Boston. Each commits to independent review boards. Transparent data, accountability mechanisms. Federal legislation introduced. Law Enforcement Accountability Act of 2026. Mandates. Pattern or practice reviews every 5 years for departments over 500 officers. Creates national database of officer complaints. Currently fragmented by jurisdiction. Passed House, pending Senate. 54 co-sponsors. Needs 6 more votes. 12,000 officers nationwide undergo revised implicit bias training. Curriculum co-developed by Samuel's task force and community organizations. Focus on counter-bias protocols. What to do when your instinct might be wrong. Case study featured, the Davis incident. Becomes teaching moment in 18 states. Legal precedent solidifies. Federal Appeals Court 4th Circuit rules on cross case. Officer Bill of Rights clauses in union contracts cannot obstruct federal civil rights investigations. Establishes Davis Doctrine. Qualified immunity doesn't apply when officer ignores clear contrary evidence, cited in 43 subsequent cases nationwide. MPD settles with 8 of Vaughn's prior complainants. Total, $4.8 million. Samuel's civil suit. Donates entire $2 million settlement to Badge Accountability Fund. Supports victims of police misconduct. Cultural shift visible everywhere. Police Academy curricula revised in 18 states. New module. Dignity-based policing. The badge as service. Oath recitation changed to emphasize all people rather than generic public. Hashtag witness with your phone movement educates civilians. Know your rights when filming police. How to safely document badge numbers. Legal protection for witnesses. App developed. Badge Watch. Logs officer information. Auto uploads to cloud. Public opinion shifts. 68% of Americans now support independent oversight boards, up from 41% pre-incident. Personal stories emerge. Mr. Williams testifies before Senate Committee on Community Policing. I saw the whole thing. My testimony mattered. First time I felt like my voice counted. The teacher from the birdwatching incident hired as MPD community liaison. I help officers understand how their actions affect real people. Samuel's daughter writes college essay. The day my father's badge mattered more than his skin. Goes viral. Accepted to Georgetown Law. Challenges remain. 3 police unions sue DOJ over investigation authority. Cases ongoing. Some lawmakers defund portions of reform initiatives. Officer morale concerns in some departments. Afraid to do our jobs. Second-guessing every decision. Samuel addresses Police Chiefs Association. Good officers have nothing to fear from accountability. Only bad officers should be afraid. And if you're afraid of cameras and oversight, maybe ask yourself why. Anonymous survey data. 89% of officers eventually support reforms after initial resistance. Complaint resolution time. 268 days, average down to 45 days. Faster, fairer. Use of force incidents down 22% in reformed departments. Officer safety actually improves. Community trust leads to better cooperation. Fewer confrontations. Interview. Month 11. Reporter asks, "Do you think you've fixed policing?" Samuel. "No, but I've proven it can be fixed. I've shown that one incident, documented, investigated, prosecuted, can crack open a system. That's not fixing, that's hope, and hope is the first step. Systems change slowly, but people can change in a moment." 14 months after the incident, Samuel returns to the same spot. 4:48 p.m., Friday, outside FBI headquarters. Different suit. The original still kept as evidence. FBI credentials visible on his lapel. Always visible now. Always honored. Mr. Williams sees him. Waves enthusiastically. "Director Davis, the usual?" "You know me too well, Mr. Williams." They chat. Williams' granddaughter at Howard now. Freshman year. Thriving. Samuel wrote that recommendation letter. Small kindnesses ripple outward. Young MPD officer drives past. Hayes, 24 years old. First year on force. Recognizes Samuel. Slows down. Parks. Approaches respectfully. Samuel tenses slightly. Old instinct. Probably always will. Detail agent shifts closer. Protective. Director Davis? I hope I'm not bothering you. Not at all, officer. Hayes, badge 5891. I went through the new training, the Davis Standards module. Samuel nods, listens. They showed us the video, the whole thing. I wanted to say thank you. Samuel, genuinely curious. Thank you for what? For making sure I learned the right lessons before I could learn the wrong ones. The academy used to teach us, trust your gut. Now they teach us, verify your gut. That's because of you. Samuel shakes his head slightly. That's because of everyone who filmed it, everyone who testified, everyone who refused to let it be swept away. Hayes continues. My older brother's a public defender, black guy, like us. He used to tell me horror stories, bad stops, dismissed complaints. Part of why I joined. Wanted to be different. He pauses. But the old system? I don't think I could have been different. It would have made me into what that system needed. And now? Now I know. Badge first means oath first, not power first. They shake hands. Hayes returns to his patrol car, drives off. Samuel turns to Agent Johnson. That right there. That's the win. One officer who'll never be Vaughn because the system taught him differently. Evening. Samuel's office. Desk covered in case files. Always working. Always more to do. Photos on his desk. 16-year-old Samuel in confirmation suit. The beginning. Samuel being sworn in as FBI director. The authority. New photo. Samuel speaking at Police Academy graduation. Diverse class of cadets listening. Linda enters. Sir, Senate Judiciary called. The Accountability Act passed committee. Full vote next week. Voted count? Projected to pass. 58 to 42. It'll be law by month's end. Samuel nods. Doesn't celebrate, just acknowledges. Good. What's next? Linda smiles. You know you're allowed to enjoy victories, sir. I'll enjoy it when the victories outlast me. Until then, we keep building. 2 weeks later, community center. Samuel speaks to 200 young people, ages 15 to 22, mostly minorities. Know Your Rights workshop, not FBI recruitment. Citizenship event. He tells the story, start to finish, unvarnished. I had federal authority. I still needed your cameras, your voices, your witness. Most people don't have that authority, so we build a world where you don't need authority to be treated with dignity. Questions follow. Teen asks, what if I don't have a phone to record? Samuel, find someone who does. Look for cameras. Remember badge numbers. Survive first. Justice second. Always in that order. Another. Do you hate police now? I hate injustice. Some officers hate injustice too. They're my allies. We're on the same side when we're on the Constitution's side. Final question. Was it worth it? All the threats, the stress, the fight? Samuel looks at 200 young faces. Every single day, because you're here, because Officer Hayes learned the right lessons, because the system is changing. Not fast enough, but it's changing. And that change, that's permanent. That's legacy. Walking to his car, sunset. Samuel sees someone across the street. Officer Vaughn, watching from distance, civilian clothes, volunteer badge from Youth Outreach Program. They make eye contact. Vaughn nods once, heavy with meaning. Acknowledgement, regret, gratitude for the chance to rebuild. Samuel nods back. Not forgiveness, not friendship. Recognition of shared humanity. Vaughn's been testifying in reform hearings, training new officers on what went wrong. Change is slow, painful, incomplete, but real. Samuel, voiceover as he drives away. A badge is only as good as the oath behind it. When the oath breaks, the badge must break too. But when the oath is honored, the badge becomes what it was always meant to be. Not a shield from accountability, but a symbol of service to all. If Samuel Davis's story shook you, you're not alone. 51 million people watched this unfold. But here's what the headlines didn't tell you. This story happened because 40 people filmed it, because witnesses spoke up, because Samuel had authority. But what about those who don't? Every day, somewhere in America, someone faces the same choice: comply and hope, or resist and risk. Most don't have a federal motorcade coming. Most don't have authority to break the system. Most just have their dignity, and witnesses if they're lucky. What one reform would fix broken systems? Tell us below. Your voice breaks them. Comment accountability if you believe change is possible. What you can do: know your rights, a CLU app, legal aid resources, local know your rights training, witness actively. If you see something, record safely. Know your state's laws. Stay visible. Get badge numbers. Offer to be a witness. Support accountability. Vote for civilian oversight boards. Attend city council meetings on police budgets. Demand transparency. Amplify voices. Share stories of injustice and reform. Both matter. Both create change. Engage good officers. They exist. Support them. Dialogue with them. Build bridges where possible. The uncomfortable truth: systems don't change because of one viral video. They change because of sustained pressure. Legal precedent. People who refuse to look away. Samuel Davis had power, but he needed you, the witnesses, the cameras, the public outcry, to wield it effectively. Think this is the only story of hidden power meeting brutal prejudice? Wait until you hear about the homeless veteran who owned the bank trying to evict him. Security badge almost missed it completely. Or the janitor who turned out to be the hospital's largest anonymous donor. Administrator's badge learned humility that day. Or the teenager pulled over for driving suspiciously, happened to be the mayor's son, but the officer still didn't back down. These stories are everywhere. Hidden power, visible prejudice, and the moment truth breaks through. If you believe dignity is non-negotiable, comment dignity below. If you've ever felt invisible, share this story. If you think one person with authority and one community with cameras can change a system, subscribe, because we're just getting started. Samuel Davis's FBI credentials are public record now. Officer Vaughn's badge 4863, permanently retired. Evidence locker 2025-CR-4863. The difference between those two outcomes? Accountability, documentation, witness, courage. And it starts with you pressing play on the next story. The badge broke. The system is breaking. The change is happening. See you there.